Okay, let's talk about the Agtrons first.
Well, A is light roast. Whole bean Agtron 60. Remember, we thought it was a bright cup. We did feel that it had the substantial mouthfeel, but it was brighter, a little more astringent, perhaps, than the later cups. B is a flat-out medium.
Okay.
56 for B.
Ah, okay.
It drops down to 46 for C.
Oh, okay. That's
and
the
46, 46 is just at the edge of a dark edge of medium.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one we called roast most clearly, wasn't it? D is 49. That's
It goes up,
I
creeps
guess
up a little
full-on
bit.
medium.
Yeah.
Medium,
Yeah.
or maybe slightly darker. That's the one with a little bit of ferment. So that's
Yeah.
a distraction.
Right.
And E is the darkest, 42.
42. Yeah. Okay. Well.
But that's executed in a way so that we're not getting clear roast notes. At least I'm not. All of these would probably be more exciting to me. Almost all of them, except A, would be exciting if they were slightly lighter roasted. But again,
Yeah.
One of the things we didn't talk about in relationship to Sumatras generally is that they have a tradition of being dark roasted.
May I share what I've heard a roaster tell me about that? I mentioned that once, and I said his coffee was not like that, and it was a compliment. And he said they tend to roast until it looks better, and he said Sumatras are not the prettiest coffees. And he said sometimes people roast it to make it look more uniform. He said, I think that they sometimes roast for that. And really, he said, I think they're killing what, acidity is in there that I don't want to get rid of.
I suppose that could be, because they tend to be well known to be rough-looking coffees. On the other hand, I think that the whole processing, wet hulling, is being conducted with more care and these days, so perhaps that's not true. My feeling is just that the Sumatra became popularized by Alfred Peet, and then later so promulgated throughout the globe by Starbucks, that it became associated with a dark roast style. I mean, people looking for a kind of a roasty edge to their Sumatras, because that's part of the brand, that informal brand, Sumatra, certain kind of taste profile. So that's my feeling about the darker roast. I think some roasters feel that they can bring out more chocolate in the profile if they do it a little darker and so on. It is interesting that the A, which is the only genuinely light roasted, definitely has a acidity that the others lack. Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's, here I go. I'm
going to
surrounded
taste
by
them
coffees. Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
to taste them again.
You have
Yes.
the Great Wall of Coffees.
The Great Wall of Coffees, yes. I just had a little taste of A, and it just confirms. I just was smelling roast, and this is
It's light roasted.
no roast.
Yeah.
A lot to be said for light roasts.
I regret to say this because it looks like I'm a third wave apologist, but the lightest roast that I like the best.
And I don't consider myself a third weight apologist. I've really been critical of. I was just saying I was critical for a long time about too light roasted. I wrote an article once, Ken, titled "Is this coffee or sushi?"
Yeah, I remember reading a piece of satire that was written by somebody in the industry maybe 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and he was making this elegant argument for why we shouldn't even be roasting coffee. How much better it is when it's green. A is a lovely rendition of the coffee, I think. And now that it's cooled a little bit, of course, I'm not getting the stringent character to the acidity that I was getting when it was hot. It's beautiful. It's a real tribute to the new clean Sumatra, the new clean wet-hulled Sumatra. It has the complexity and depth, and it has pretty good mouthfeel, solid mouthfeel too, that we associate with the type, but it's alive, really alive. The roast kept all the characteristics of the coffee alive and intact. So that would be, unfortunately, that would be because I don't want to be typecast, but I'd have that as one. Two, I'm not sure about, but...
Oh, man. Well...
I guess it's number 2.
I kind of think so, too.
From there, in the sea, the rubber, as it cools, the rubber has really come up. I love to support the idea of aging coffees, and it's wonderful that it's coming from the producer. The producer is aging it on site.
Oh, great!
It's all a wonderful story, but it's a little too flat for me, so I'm putting that last. And that C goes to number 5, and then
I've got the Valentine coffee. We matched there. And here, for me, it's real simple. Combined with listening to you and combined by my own feelings that are fairly strong, A is no doubt number 1. B, the Klatch is number 2. I'm still getting some good stuff in it. Let me taste it one more time. Hold on.
It's very nice.
It is limited, but it's not number 1, but it's number 2. Third one is, to me, the Ache from Valentine Roasters in Milwaukee. I think this one, the Aldecoa, is nicely done, really, I think, but yeah, there's not enough there for me. And then the last one, no issue with first and last, the aged Sumatra. And yes, I was so happy when I found an aged Sumatra.
The great thing about specialty coffee now is that there's a lot of people at Origin going to meetings and events, and there's a lot of excitement about doing original things at Origin, and I think that is wonderful. People, as this goes on, the experiments will get more and more refined. I'm thinking about naturals when the idea of doing fine coffee naturals, in other words, dry processing coffees that would normally be wet processed, started. We had some stinky samples at Coffee Review. I mean, they just were half rotten. And I mean, it was sort of, you could say, you could find chocolate in the middle of all the rot, but they're pretty bad. But that stopped because eventually the industry got more and more skillful. Or we got dried out naturals too that had been dried too quickly and gotten kind of flat. But it's all good. It's all good, and I'd really like to encourage that producer to keep experimenting with.
All coffee's variable. It's like produce in some. It is really, but again, I'm also still looking for that elusive Sumatra that's in my imagination of my memory bank.
That's very good. Very good, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, that's well said. Yeah, I mean, you said idealized, that maybe we've idealized that. I don't sense here any, it's true, I'm not getting here the ideal Sumatra that I have in my imagination or my memory. I don't have it. these are perhaps slightly too tame to match that memory.
There's something really in your face in a cool way about the coffee that I'm remembering that I think you're remembering. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more shows like this.